You are about to see mutilated corpses, burning tank carcasses, and all out mayhem, brought to you by Frontline Fatalities.
Sup, COH fans, and welcome to episode 33 of Frontline Fatalities, brought to you by the Frontline Network, presented by me, FatalSaint, and Tommy Manjoli952. What's up, Tommy?
I thought we dropped another minute.
Oh god, that's such an insider WMD joke, but yeah.
Only those who have been following our cast for a very long time will get that at all. No, we are here back once again from TFN. And this week we are bringing you guys a game on a map that we have never actually casted before. And actually, I haven't really played it a whole lot myself this patch either. I actually pretty much have it permanently deselected. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting seeing how this plays out on Ruins of Ruin.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see this map played a little bit here. And we got two top players, to say the least. Aljaz as the Wehrmacht player and Symbiosis as the Americans. Oh my god, what a matchup. You know, it's the matchups of legends or something. I don't know. Aljaz being number one on basically almost all factions except for Wehrmacht now, which is battling with you and Magpies for the number one place, I think.
Yeah, Mag's like, he played 30 games or something in one day a couple of days ago, and he got level 20 back. But then I think he might have overtaken me now. Bumped me down to position 2, but that's okay.
Yeah,
I can deal with that.
You can deal. It'll still level 19, isn't it? It's level 20 for number first place, 19 for 2 and 3, and then it just goes below that, yeah.
Hey, I'll be happy if I can win this Reddit tournament. Then that'll make up for not being level 20.
Yeah, true that. So, yeah, let's head into the game. You ready, Tommy?
I'm ready.
Unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And let's talk a little bit about the map, as we've never done it. You know, compared to like Wreck Train, which is a Wehrmacht map, Ruins is more of a US map. Would you say so?
Yeah, Ruins is generally speaking a better map for US. Its resource layout is something like Angoville in terms of the resources being in the corners. You can't really camp very close to your base, so that's bad for Wehrmacht. But the actual map design, if you took away all the resource points, is a lot more like Stursdorf. It's quite linear. It's quite good for mines. There's lots of long corridors, things like that. So wire and mines and tank traps can all be used to quite good effect here. So it is an interesting map. It does have a few quirks. The building that I'm looking at right now, just to the left of the middle VP, one of the doors doesn't actually work properly. If you exit the building from one side, you get blocked behind this truck.
Oh yeah, I've seen it on streams sometimes.
Yeah.
Players playing on this map, they get into the building and they get stuck behind like tank traps or sandbags or whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty bugged. It's probably something we probably should have spotted when we were doing beta testing for this patch like 2 years ago, but never actually realized. And it's something I do want to say about this matchup, actually. Aljaz versus Symbiosis. I mean, obviously two great players. Symbiosis, however, is the multiple-time tournament winner here out of the two of them. But I believe, if I remember correctly, he actually said in his winner's interview for the WMD Tournament Invitational number 4, for his winner's interview, he said categorically that in terms of his practice games with Aljaz, his fellow clanmate, Aljaz almost always won the games when Aljaz was there and Symbiosis was US, because apparently Aljaz has a really, really strong there involving some kind of a mini Volk spam and basically just this huge tier 1 with loads of Volks.
Oh, so, very interesting. Well, he's gone for a double Volk opening, and let's see if maybe he'll do a triple Volk opening then, or something crazy like that. You never know.
I think it's like Volk MG Volk.
Ah, okay.
Volk. I don't know.
Wow.
Just like loads of Volks, no sniper, and not much in the way of MGs. It's an interesting kind of play, and hopefully we're going to see that here. And hopefully I won't end up just looking very silly and predicting something that doesn't happen.
Yeah, well, for now he is doing exactly what you're saying. Double Vulcan followed by an NG with each building right now. The second Volk squad is on the field. He's heading over to the right-hand side. If you check that out, if there's going to be an engagement over there, I'm not sure. It looks to me on the minimap he's capping the... No, he's going for the engineers.
I got it.
Yeah.
He's going for the engineers, yeah.
We got a very lengthy engagement here against the first Rifleman squad out from Symbiosis, and he took a few pot shots on the Volk Grenadiers here, and he's actually managing to kill them, even though, you know, what do you say that is? Medium range?
That engagement, yeah, it's about medium range, but the rifles have the green cover, so...
Yeah, they're on top a little bit. The Volks had a Pio backup, but, you know, they were fairly out of range most of the shots that they tried to get off. But let's...
Symbiosis actually played very nicely over here on the right-hand side. He actually had his engineers stalling green cover, actually killing one of the Volks members, and then had a rifle squad come round to flank. This might be Symbiosis knowing Aljaz's playstyle, because when I've played Aljaz, he plays very aggressively with the first two Volks, as we've seen, and he very deliberately splits them both up. This is something that sort of goes against the principles of a double Volk opening traditionally, but for him it seems to work really well. You know, it's a risk, and you know, suffice it to say, it hasn't really paid off here because one of the Volks got pushed off. Although he did manage to hold on to the other side, he did take some losses, but it can work really, really nicely because you can split them both off and take like twice the territory, and suddenly your opponent's thinking, "What the hell?" It's like a really aggressive bear player with only 2 Volks.
Nice mine there, placed by Aljaz by the +5 fuel, and at the same time he had, or Symbiosis had a very nice flamer pop when he was stalling with the engineers. The Pios were running after him, went into the radar tower, flamers suddenly pop, Pios book it back to base instantly, because they had no chance to combat the flamer engineer. But right now that MG is very nice placed to cover the flank from the flamers, but the Rifleman squads are coming in from the other side. But the MG is forced to retreat, taking 1 casualty so far, but the Volks are now there to dish out some more damage on the Rifleman squad, which loses 3 members quite rapidly. We got another Rifleman squad coming in, however, from the 5 fuel behind the Volks, but here's the sniper from Aljaz, so no mega Volk build this time for
This
Aljaz.
is really quite a more standard Volk MG sniper opening, and yeah, we saw just a very quick retreat there. Symbiosis is probably just going to decap the fuel and then retreat. Yep, there we go. We see him retreating there, taking another casualty. But his real job now, against a player like Aljaz, he knows probably that he isn't going to be able to... he probably isn't going to be able to just bar flank it. Or maybe on this map, you know, this is quite a good map for big bar flanks because the Veer player is forced to go so far away from his own base. He does have a long retreat path. But certainly for Symbiosis, the point from the rest of the game on, especially the early mid-game, he's going to have to just try and sort of damage control, make sure he doesn't take too many losses from that sniper.
The sniper is popping away on the Rifleman from Symbiosis. I just saw him take some pot shots in the middle at some capping Rifleman squads, which was forced to retreat. The Rifleman squad on the right-hand side at the VP was also forced to retreat from some Volks and Sweeper Pio coming in to back up. Very early Sweeper upgrade for Aljaz. You know, I bet these 2 players, Symbiosis and Aljaz, they've played plenty against each other, and he just knew that, you know, on this map, especially with the long corridors and flanking opportunities, there's gonna be mines everywhere, so he just went for a fast Sweeper.
Yeah, it was, I mean, he hasn't even hit any mines yet, but he's gotten that sweeper already, and already he swept 1 mine. Basically, you know, a sweeper costs 35 munitions, a mine costs 25. You could argue that you don't make your cost back just by sweeping 1 mine, but actually, in terms of the manpower loss and like the health loss and just the way it sets you back, hitting a mine early on, you know, it's always worth it to sweep every mine. Every mine you sweep is just like, it's just a brilliant feeling. It's like, yeah. Yes, I just denied him of like, you know, especially as US, you know, if you get rid of a mine, that might be the only thing stopping you from a great flank.
Yeah, especially on a map like this where there's lots of corridors and narrow pathways everywhere, and you know, a mine can really make or break your flanking opportunities. If you fail a flank due to one of your Rifleman squad or several get suppressed or pinned by a mine and loses men and health as well, you know, that engagement is just completely nullified by 1 or 2 very nicely placed mines. But Symbiosis does continue to place mines now on the left-hand side of the map here with his Sweeper and Flamer combo engineer.
Yeah, he went for a full rifle build, Symbiosis, but he is actually transitioning straight to a fast M8. That M8 got started building just after the 7-minute mark, so it's fairly rapid, although because of his sort of passivity, trying to avoid kills on the sniper so he can get that M8 out, so he isn't restricted by manpower. He has lost both fuels to Aljaz, and only now is actually moving to take them back. However, he has forced the sniper to retreat, and he's actually applied very good VP pressure as well.
Yeah, he's already drained Aljaz down to 385, so what Aljaz really needs to do is at least get the right-hand side VP, which he has in his hands now, and he's also grabbing the middle VP. So he's gonna stop the drain and start it back on to Symbiosis instead. But Symbiosis is moving out in force on the left-hand side. He did force out that sniper. The first tier 2 unit from Aljaz is the Grenadier squad, which is on the field combating these slightly damaged riflemen, and they are forced to retreat, while the Flamer engineers are capping that fuel point. I think he's just gonna stick around. No, he's not gonna stick around when the sniper comes around, taking a shot on the engineers, forcing him to retreat before he gets the cap on the 5 fuel. And the Grens go instantly for the cap on the fuel. But Aljaz is banking 115 fuel, so it's not a big deal really. He's got his tier 2 up, he's teched, he's got his tier 1 build up, and he's starting to produce units from tier 2. So, you know, Symbiosis has been very passive, trying to deny kills from the sniper, but at the same time, he's not done that much manpower drain on Aljaz either.
No, both sides have been playing it quite cautiously, but definitely, you know, Symbiosis has been the one who's been waiting for this M8 that's now entered the field, and actually with its first shot, it insta-killed 2 Pioneers that were stacked on top of each other, so
oh, yeah,
got a very
like
quick,
kills.
nice little kill, yeah.
Wow.
So that was nice, but he saw the Gren squad, so he knows that there's going to be a pack on the way fairly,
yeah,
fairly
it's already
shortly.
on the field.
It's already on the field.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Second unit out of tier 2 was the pack, so he went Grand pack from tier 2. Let's see if he's building something else soon. He's actually teching to tier 3 already, so 2 units out of tier 2, and then he just proceeds with teching. He's got plenty of fuel, so there would be no problem for him, except for manpower wise. If he loses a lot of manpowers in a lot of these early / mid-game engagements.
Whoa, sniper went down. Sniper went down to the M8.
Oh wow, yeah, I see the dead sniper.
It got shot by the M8. I think it just like decloaked for a second. The M8 was pointing in the right direction, and it just fired. Either that or it shot at the MG.
I'm not sure.
That was weird.
Oh, mine goes off somewhere on the right-hand side. The sweepers did go in to sweep the second mine, which was placed there as well, but the first mine was detonated by a rifleman stepping on it. And there's another nice mine from Aljaz, stopping this attempted flank on the MG. You know, as we said before, narrow corridors and mines equals win.
It certainly does. Mr. Symbiosis is in a bit of a tough spot, though. I mean, even with killing that sniper, we do have the tier 3 tech coming up fairly shortly. If Symbiosis misjudges what Aljaz is doing right here, if he techs to a WSC or something, he's going to get raped in the face by a Puma, because that Sturm Armory is coming up in rapid time. And I think I can understand why he's doing that. He managed to secure so much fuel that really he doesn't need to spam Grens or get Vet 2 Grens or anything like that, because he's not actually facing rifles with his Grens. His Grens are really just as an extra capping unit for all intents and purposes. He has no need for any more of them.
Yeah.
So, and he holds a good chunk of the map. It's pretty much exactly a 50-50 split. It's just this middle part with the middle VP is in Axe's hands at the moment. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. We actually have Symbiosis taking bars. So he needs to make those bars count in a big way. Otherwise, that Puma, which I presume is building right now, is going to have a huge impact on the game.
Yeah, you're correct. The Puma is halfway built almost from the Sturm Armory from Aljaz. So he went 2 units only from tier 2. It's just because Symbiosis has been a little bit passive. But you know, when we talked to him during Expert Insight, he likes this kind of playstyle. He likes to take it easy and you know, passively, and you know, just chill out until endgame, so he can get those very powerful units that I really like Calliopes, for example.
Yeah, Calliopes and snipers and stuff. Although, yeah, I mean, in this point, He did go for the faster mate, but is now following up with the bars. So the bars are coming kind of late, but they are going up against unvetted Grens, unvetted Volks, and stuff like that. So there is the opportunity to get some decent kills. But
First Puma on the field.
Aljaz is going to be laughing to himself now. He's seen the bars, so he knows his Puma is going to have free reign for a good couple of minutes at least. The Puma is now making itself known on the field, just as Symbiosis is building himself a weapon support center. He is building an AT gun as well. But as we all know, AT guns are just one of the slowest building units into the game, and that's not going to be making its way onto the field for a little while yet.
It takes almost a full minute to build an AT gun, unless you go armor company, correct?
Yeah, if you go armor company, you can double up the time of production. But meanwhile, while Symbiosis, he can't really effectively leave his base in any real force until that AT gun comes out. No, Volks had a nasty mine there. But meanwhile, Aljaz is taking a good chunk of the map here, so this looks like it's going to be a really tough situation for Symbiosis to break back from.
Yeah, he's moving over to the left-hand side there. He's going to go for the VPs with the Volks most likely, while he's capping the fuel with his sweeper pyos. Those pyos were needed up there instead of Volks detonating mines with their faces. But, you know, whatever works really. 2 Pumas out now from Aljaz as well, with only 1 AT gun. That's not even going to be enough anyway. Wow, I saw the gunner on the M8 was just like taking a ride on the chassis of the M8 after he got killed by the Puma crit. Nice Faust goes into the side of the M8, no rear armor hit. Oh wait, Faust had no armor hits, so they always just penetrate because they have like 6,000% penetration.
Except versus Pershing, actually. And I think Churchill's as well.
Oh yeah, Churchill frontal armor and Pershing frontal armor.
There was this great glitch though in one of the versions of the beta for this current patch. There was a glitch where Panzerfausts had full accuracy against everything, so you could use them to snipe British officers.
Yeah, and you could also use it to specifically target like the weapon. You know, a low health AT gun, even when it was screwed, for example. You could specifically make it hit the shield of the AT gun, so it took weapon damage and got destroyed. And I think you could do the same thing with MGs and mortars. If you really like zoom in and target the weapon itself, you could actually hit it, and you know, if it was low health, the 3-man squad just could like up and die all of a sudden in a puff of smoke, and it's like, what the fuck? What just happened?
Yeah. There's off-map artillery coming down somewhere. Oh, it's on the MG down here in the bottom right-hand corner. I just zipped in to catch it. Saw the big explosion came in. So that's one MG wiped out. Could even lose the MG gun if he gets another on-target hit.
Nah, it was large spread from the 6th shell of the off-map there, and it's actually recrewable, and there were Volks just right next to it, waiting for the off-map to end. It's instantly recrewed, 50% gun health or so, a little bit less. Grenadiers versus bar rifles at medium range, both in green cover. He's doing some good crits on the Grenadiers here, but at the same time, the Grenadiers are dishing out some damage as well to the rifleman. He's gotten 1 kill so far. No veterancy at all from Symbiosis' rifle yet.
No veterancy at all. That squad that was just engaged though, it did have 5 kills, so it's not going to be far away from Vet 1. The other squads though have 1, 1, and 4 kills respectively, so they haven't really been getting the kills in a big way. He hasn't been losing the manpower in a big way either, which we know from his expert insight with us last time is part of the whole strategy. You know, not giving away kills at the expense of, you know, not getting very many kills yourself. But he is gradually building himself up a more powerful army. He's got his AT gun out now. He's got all 4 barred rifles. Hasn't lost a single unit yet. And still has the M8 as well. An M8 plus AT gun is enough to tackle both Pumas.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be plenty now. And especially on the right-hand side, the pack is moving up to take a shot on the M8. Gets a nice cloak shot on it. Wow, that was a lot of damage. Looks like almost more than 50%, 55% damage in 1 shot. Maybe it was damaged by the Puma main gun as well.
Some crazy stuff going on. Yeah, maybe.
But now
Bars are still doing a good job of kind of stalling in green cover though, because Pumas, Pumas are good against rifles while stationary, especially. But you can see when the rifles are in green cover, it takes an awful long time for them to do any real damage.
Yeah, you can't really run up there either, drive up and start pushing them around with, you know, an AT gun lingering in the backfield somewhere, and especially if your opponent has gone stickies, which he has no idea if he's gotten them or not yet, so he can't afford doing that.
If he watched our last Expert Insight episode, he'll know that, unless Symbiosis is stalling for Tank Depot, he doesn't get stickies, does he?
Yeah,
he doesn't get them with motor pool, because if he's going motor pool, then he doesn't need them because he has the M8 and he has AT guns. It's only if he's waiting for motor pool and he needs some kind of AC in the meanwhile. Meanwhile, we have an engagement here. We got 2 Grens in the middle. If you want to watch those, and I'll watch the pack. Gets decrewed here by this rifle squad, but taking damage from point-blank range here by this Puma.
And at the same time, he had a Volt coming in to back up as well. We also have... Ooh, that's a second pack out from Aljaz now, which is on... Is that a second pack? Yeah, that must be a second pack. The first one was decrewed on the right-hand side.
Yes, first pack was decrewed here on the right-hand side. He's going to recrew it, though, with that bulk squad, so... That's fully recruited once again. These rifles now, as they begin to move a bit more aggressively, the Pumas have a bit more of a chance to do damage.
Yeah, and he's got a veteran C1 for his infantry, he's got a veteran C1 for his vehicles, and he's even got vet 1 for... Yeah, vehicles is the pack.
Vehicles are packs, yeah.
Yeah, it's not support.
No.
And he's also gotten a Nebel out of his Sturm Armory now, so he's building a little bit of everything here, Aljaz. I really like his unit composition. It's really great to see, you know, a pretty solid, good, you know, but slightly standard tier 1 with Volk MG sniper, and then, you know, 2 units out of tier 2, and then when he saw an M8 and it started to get a little bit too annoying for him, he built a second pack. He's got a Gren squad, he's got a Nebel out, 2 Pumas, you know, he's got a little bit of everything. And at the same time, Symbiosis has basically the same thing. You know, he has a couple of bar rifles, he went WSC, he's got the motor pool up, he's got an AT gun, an M8. You know, these players are just great to watch play, really. It's really fun. It's no sort of, you know, like when you can see certain PE players, for example, just go armory car, AC, 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 AC.
Yeah,
like when you look at it in Korra and you go like, what the fuck was he thinking? If, you know, if 2 ACs didn't work, why would the 8th AC work? You know.
Yeah.
Eventually, you must, you know, he's basically just throwing them into a brick wall, dying over and over again. It's just like, why didn't you go like, okay, your opponent had a lot of AT guns, for example, and your AC just couldn't handle it. Get a mortar hat rack and nuke the AT guns. You know, problem solved. Instead of building 6 more ACs, it's not gonna work. Sadly, it does
dear,
work.
looks like I'm gonna have to eat my words here. Symbiosis did get sticky. He actually immobilizes a Puma here on the right-hand side. You know, I guess he probably got them because he was feeling under a little bit more pressure than he was last time. You know, he's going up against a very strong player right now and who is doing a lot of damage. Actually, that's the first unit loss there for Symbiosis, the loss of a flamer in the middle.
Yeah, it
and
got
he's up
Gren
now to
grenaded.
get Thompson Rangers.
Oh,
There's an
wow.
interesting choice. So they're going to be an interesting complement to Symbiosis' fairly diverse force. Now he's got the M8, the AT guns, and these Thompson Rangers. Thompson Rangers, great if your opponent doesn't have Vetsu infantry and he's got Grens and Bulks to kill with the Thompsons, which he does. This is, you know, this is the window when Thompsons are really good.
Yeah, it's really going to work out for him.
If we start getting Vetsu infantry though on the Grens, and if we see a bit more Grens to compensate the sort of the vehicular army, then it could pose a problem.
Yeah, and very defensively placed bolts with MP40s as well, especially, you know, and if you have bet 2 Grens to back up at long range, the SMG Rangers like kind of lose their effectiveness after a while, you know, slightly. But the bazookas are good against the Pumas, they're okay.
Bazookas are good against
and
the
there's
Pumas,
no
they
sniper
have.
on the field anymore, so, you know, you can't go be continuously drained by a sniper taking pot shots at you every time, and you lose like, what's one Ranger? 34 manpower? I can't remember.
What's reinforced? I
Yeah.
believe they're 40.
40? Oh god. It was a long time ago I played VCO with Rangers. I think they used to be like 34 in VCO patch 1 point something.
Yeah, they're damn expensive. I'm pretty sure they are 40 manpower to reinforce, so you really can't afford to lose too many of them. He is actually charging into this Vet 2 Puma right here. 2 bazooka shots straight into the side, but he is forced to retreat because he didn't fancy taking any more damage from that. I can sort of understand his rationale for getting a Ranger squad instead of, say, another AT gun, though. Obviously, Ranger squad is significantly more expensive than an AT gun, but I would imagine it might be a response to the Nebel from Aljaz. Nebels being great counters to AT guns in general. You know, the AT gun has been used very defensively, and it seems like he's using the Rangers a bit more to kind of probe the lines and keep these nasty Pumas at bay.
Yeah, they can take a lot more flak than, like, say, an unvetted rifleman squad with when they're on the move with Ranger armor, etc. And, you know, they're just more elite troopers of the infantry doctrine. But I just saw Aljaz actually taking to tier 4, so I'm gonna be interesting to see if he actually gets Panzer Command up and starts cranking out. You know what I really loved lately is P4s. P4s are so great.
Yeah, we've
those
seen
tanks
a
are
lot
so
of
sexy.
nasty people.
Screw us twins, man. Get P4s. P4s are just so much cooler.
I always get P4s. If I have the choice, I mean, I've said this before, I'll say it again. If you have the choice, myself, just as speaking from, from as a good Ver player, I would always take the P4 over the Oswin, because the P4 does everything that you want the Oswin to do, but it does it better.
And
it has more health, it has more survivability, and the veterancy it gets is generally better. Because, a couple of Vet 3 P4s, I mean, what's really going to stop that short of a Pershing?
Not much.
There's not an awful lot really, and not that comes for the same price.
They can easily tango with Shermans and M10s and bazookas with the skirts, no problem. They even have, a bigger chance to not get a crit from stickies. They just completely nullifies everything.
Yeah, because I mean, stickies can become such an important part of a late game. If you go for tanks as Ver, you'll really, you can't really go for the big circle strafes on enemy AT guns if he's got stickies to back him up. But as soon as you get Vet 3, you can sort of take that risk, really. As long as you've got a bit of firepower, just as insurance, a Firestorm or a 280mm rocket barrage to drop just in case.
Yeah. We do have Terror chosen for Aljaz for a little while, and he's gotten down the Firestorm route, so he's actually have 3 CPs in the bank as well, and he's got more than 200 munitions in the bank. So he could potentially nuke that AT gun, rush in with, everything. Double Pumas to back up all his infantry, destroy the AT gun, chase off the M8 and all the rifles, etc. Because, what he only has is really the AT gun has really solid AT. The bazookas are so, miss or hit. Hit or miss,
well,
basically.
If I might interrupt you there, we actually have, speaking of solid AT, the tank depot has been up from Symbiosis for a couple of minutes, and he has just produced his first Hellcat.
Oh, there's the Firestorm, however. It's straight on the M8, which took a damage engine from the first pack shot, and it goes down to the Firestorm. I think it was targeting the AT gun. One of the crew members did get killed by the Firestorm as well, but it did manage to limp out of there. So Hellcat out first. Most likely solid AT. Very maneuverable AT against the Pumas, especially Hellcats. They seem to hit Pumas very reliably.
Yeah, they do. Certainly better than the M10s, all them misfiring. He's actually sending the Hellcat deliberately to the right-hand side. There's this lone Puma, because the pack nearby has just been decrewed. The Puma is all on his own here, getting surprised, to say the least.
Damage and small all-fire.
And an 18-kill Puma is surely going to go down here.
19.
He might be able to take a rifle squad with him.
Oh, out of control. Oh, he almost got him. He drops the bar, but one man actually survives, and Symbiosis is forced to retreat. Too risky to stick around with a no-health rifleman. D1 is unlocked.
Now on the field.
Nice. So he's transitioning into tank armada, just like Aljaz was transitioning into heavy tier 3 with double Pumas and a Nebel, but now. One Night Cross is queued up, and the Ostwind just rolled out of the factory. The Panzer Command tier 4 from Aljaz. I'm loving this game, seriously.
I haven't seen Knight's Cross versus Thompson SMG Rangers in quite a while. I kind of forget who wins that fight.
I don't know. It probably depends a little bit on veterancy as well, and who charges down who.
Neither squad, for all intents and purposes, neither squad has any vet, because the KCH just have passive health regen, and the Rangers are unvetted with only 1 kill.
The passive health regen is too slow to benefit him in a close quarters combat. That the lifespan of that initial engagement is like 10 seconds maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
He won't get anything from the passive health regen.
Okay, what is it with Hellcat sniping infantry?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Dude, we've talked about this before.
Yeah, I know.
It's what they do
every time we see them. But what the hell? They have exactly the same target tables as an M10. But an M10 does not snipe infantry.
I swear, it has to be something silly.
They did
like
some ninja
the projectile size is bigger or something. I don't know what it is.
They made some ninja change. It's like one of those hidden changes, because there are a couple of those hidden changes in the game. Like bazookas have a hidden bonus versus Pumas in light vehicles.
Oh yeah.
Little known fact, but they do actually have a hidden bonus outside of the known stats on costats.org or whatever. They have an accuracy boost to ACs and Pumas, but I don't know. I mean, what the fuck, Hellcats? Seriously.
It's an AT tank and it kills infantry. It's what it does. Just get
Yeah.
over it. Get over it! We do see the Thompsons on the left-hand side forcing off some of Aljaz's forces, and the Ostwind is now taking some flak from the AT gun. But you know, just look at the SNG Thompsons. They've been on the field for how long? 10 minutes, maybe 8 minutes. They got 1 kill. SNG Thompsons they just they do a lot of fast DPS, but everyone retreats from it, so they never actually get any kills.
Everyone's too scared to engage in a sort of a head-to-head fight with them. The only time you're going to get any decent kills on them is if you kill a vehicle.
Ooh, assault! Assault on the right-hand side.
The KCH, they throw nades slower than a Volk or a Gren with assault pop. But here comes another KCH squad. 2 KCH on the field now from Aljaz. We so rarely see KCH on TFN. So it's really refreshing to have them on this episode.
Oh yeah.
And now medkit's popped as well. He's lost the modifier, the slow moving modifier, but he actually took quite a bit of damage even with the medkits there.
Oh, he's chasing down this Vet 2 rifleman squad, but they're fairly healthy and 5 men. No, there were 6 men actually. They were just damaged, health damage. No men lost on that squad, so he's easily gonna get out of dodge.
I'm quite liking how Symbiosis, despite playing so conservatively, still manages to get his vet rolling in eventually, and I think the reason for it is he gets supply out upgrades as part of quite an integral part of his strategy. He's had supply out upgrade 1 for quite a while, and even though we're only 28 minutes into the game, so we are into the late game phase now, but he is getting relatively early supply out upgrade 2. That's 140 fuel. When you have a tank depot, it's like, that could be another Sherman and a half.
The pack got the nuke ban off map when the 2 Hellcats charged into the Ostwind, took it out, took a bit of flak, and the pack was just like completely, he thought it was immortal, I think. He just stood there, he turned the gun and on the Hellcat, took another shot, artillery in the face. You're dead, pal. You are dead.
The arch nemesis of the KCH, the Flamer, made its appearance over here on the left-hand side, but now we've got green cover medkit KCH versus unvetted barred rifles, which is never going to end too well. But these Vet 2 bars, they can certainly stand up to Vet 1 KCH, as they are now doing, even with the medkits.
Yeah, he's focus firing down the low-man squad. 1-man KCH squad was forced to retreat when the Vet 2 bars, and on the right-hand side, Volks versus bars as well. They're completely unvetted, and they had to charge into med-kitted bolts, which are actually forced to retreat. 4 men. Neville went down on the 2 rifleman squad against the KCH squad, forcing them to retreat as well. Full retreat from Symbiosis again.
It's all about the conserve and the manpower. It's all about
very
the
conservative playstyle. I like it. It's very enjoyable, and it also seems to produce great games, as we're seeing right here.
Grenades are now the next upgrade chosen by Symbiosis. Obviously, he fancies giving himself packing a bit of a bigger punch, especially versus these kind of medkit units. He's seen a lot of medkit usage from Aljaz, quite aggressive medkit usage, in the middle of fights. And a great thing against that is, of course, grenades, because when a unit pops a medkit, they're slowed for the duration. And even if you have, second perfect micro, you can't dodge them. And whoa, boy, here comes a Big Daddy. Panther is on the field.
Panther out
which,
from
when you're
Aljaz.
already Terror, is quite a scary prospect for an American player to face both a KT
and a Panther. Yeah.
It's
the Panther
like,
out now is exactly what Aljaz needs, actually. He needs something to kill the Hellcats, which are quite agile and fairly fast, but the Panther is faster than you, Mr. Hellcat. He's easily going to be able to tango with them as well.
Do you think this is a deliberate move? I think, yeah, Symbiosis, he dropped the bazooka with the Rangers, not deliberately, he just did, just luck. And then he picked it up with the rifles, deliberately not picking it up with the Rangers. Do you think he's trying to get himself like a 6-man, no bazooka, but 4 Thompson assault crazy squad?
Maybe, or he's just trying, just like stealing a Shrek. He took the bazooka on the Vet 2 squad, eventually hoping to get Vet 3 on that squad and get all the extra damage bonuses for the bazooka.
True. Either way, I guess it works out quite well for him, because a rifle squad is... with a rifle squad, the main DPS is coming from the 2 bars within the 6-man squad, so if you add a bazooka to that, you're not reducing your overall anti-infantry DPS all that much. But 2 bazookas on a squad that already has 4 Thompsons, obviously every weapon they lose is significantly impacting their anti-infantry or anti-tank firepower. So it's a good move probably to actually do that.
He's not chasing down the Panther with that squad. Wow, 2 guys actually runs into his thread.
No.
Oh, it's sticky. I don't know what happened.
God.
He got stuck in the animation.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
Sniper Panther misses.
Oh, phew.
That was
That
close.
would have been like Symbiosis Mad Bro time if that had sniped his vet2 rifle on retreat.
It's time to slam my keyboard into the table.
Yeah, seriously.
I enjoyed that when we had Aimstrong on for Expert Insight, and he said that there was still like a mark in his table.
Yeah, from when he like lost a whole Gren squad, dropped a Shrek to a 1 canister shot.
Yeah,
Sad times.
sad times indeed, but it was funny as hell. Ooh, nice Neville positioning and targeting from Aljaz. They always seem to come down on reinforcing squads, you know. Thompson Ranger came in with the Vet2 bar rifle, and the Neville landed all around them, actually suppressing one of the rifleman squads, but it didn't do that much damage. But it was a nice target anyway. Nice prediction from Aljaz, you know, all in all during this game. He's got a second Neville now on the field as well, just built.
You want to know what's crazy? When you combine supply out upgrades with KCH kills, it's possible to get a Vet2 squad with only 9 kills. There's a 9-kill rifle with Vet2.
Wow, that must be the KCH.
Yeah, it's got to be the KCH, but also, you know, it's double supply out upgrades. I mean, that's a heck of an XP boost. Oh, there's a nice Gren grenade on a Flamer squad there. It goes down to very low health, but the Gren squad can't stick around because obviously Hellcat's doing what they do best and sniping the crap out of him.
That's what Hellcat does. Oh god.
And now
Oh,
Panther,
Panther snipes a Ranger on retreat. If the Hellcat can do it, Panther says, why can't I? And he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, the cost isn't quite equivalent, you know, lose
No.
1 Ranger for 2 Grens, but hey, you know, take what you can get.
Yeah,
Can't
yeah.
complain.
Whatever you can kill, the better, you know. As long as you can inflict some manpower damage on your opponent, it's all good, really.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what Hellcat is doing, but wow.
was a huge hit.
Yeah, it was a massive hit. What the hell?
I don't know what
That's a
happened.
Bet1 Panther as well.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder if the Panther's going to chase him down with a damaged engine. Or actually, following 2.602 patch, the Hellcat is now the fastest tank in the game. It's the fastest, most high, it has the best acceleration, it's the quickest tank in the game. You don't notice it so much because it sucks at squishing because of the unit model.
Yeah.
And that's what everyone uses M10s for. I mean, the M10 is still fast, but the Hellcat is the fastest proper tank in the game on treads.
I thought they just copy-pasted the stats from the M10, basically.
Not exactly. Not exactly. It's not quite the same as an M10 with cloak. It's an M10 with cloak that's faster and more agile and doesn't misfire.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the same crushing capabilities.
It doesn't have the same crushing capabilities, no. And yeah, I mean the penetrations are very slightly different, but in real terms it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. But really, in a competitive world, there is no reason not to take the Hellcat over the M10, unless like squishing is such an important part of your strategy.
Yeah, if you're really, really great at M10 squishing, maybe you'll take the M10 instead, and you know, then it's a good choice. But what the hell? Is it just assaulting an M8?
That was a Panzerfaust.
Faust misclick, I think.
Oh, M8
Oh!
the Neville! Get out of there, M8!
Oh my god! That was a huge explosion. Oh, I hope the assault! That was so...
Oh god.
Oh god, that was...
It wasn't a misclick. It wasn't a misclick.
It wasn't a that was completely deliberate. He counted out what Symbiosis was gonna do. He's like, he's gonna M8 mine my Neville. I'm gonna assault him.
For seconds. So when I throw the second nade, it's gonna kill him.
Yeah, she's always on top of his games. He can see into the future. He knew that the assault was gonna work. I'm not gonna use the Faust because, you know, I'm just way too cool for a Faust, and I'm gonna assault nade and M8 to death. Oh god, I've never ever seen that happen. Never. I've never seen anyone assault nade stuff. I've seen, you know, Americans throwing grenades on like immobilized main gun destroyed M8s or Pumas and P4s and stuff like that. But I've never seen anyone assault nade an M8 before.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's the first.
special.
Double Panthers
This
now from
Panther
Aljaz.
yeah, I know, double Panthers. That's like, I mean, when do you ever see that in a 1v1? You know, in a 2v2, sure, you know, it's fucking Panther galore,
sure.
you know, why not just, you know, if one Panther doesn't work, get 6 more. But in a 1v1, you don't really expect that. And certainly these double Hellcats, triple Hellcats now are going to be like, So yeah.
Yeah,
We're
you know,
facing two like heavy tank destroyers that cost twice as much as we do.
they're
What do
trying
we do?
their best, and they're getting some nice frontal penetrations on the Panthers, but at the same time, the Panthers do so much damage to these
Oh,
squishy
he's in
M18s.
danger here, though. He's in danger here,
Oh,
real danger. But
double
there's a nice
Shrek.
double strike, but it's going out of control, and it does. No, the other Hellcat gets a shot off, and the one that went out of control shot the Panther in the ass.
Wow. That's a lot of damage. I didn't realize, maybe that's, you know, as you said, some form of hidden damage boost for Hellcats versus Panthers or something. I'm not sure what's going on.
Well, that is, you know, the actual damage table is no different from the M10.
Yeah.
I think, you know, Hellcats, they are, you know, they are good versus tanks. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if there is just a regular damage boost for them versus Panthers. Because they are so hard to counter, Panthers late game. If they do get, you know, Vet 3 and such, you know, they get Top Gunner, they get the, you know, less
Skirts.
received damage, and then you get skirts on top of that. It's like, you know, how the hell do I kill this thing? How far are we actually away from the KT? I would love to see, like, you know, double Panther or at least single Panther plus KT action.
2.5 propaganda war is unlocked, and he went down the right hand side down to V1 first. He's not had the time to use it though. He's spending a lot of munitions on, you know, Shreks, Fausts, and assaulting M8s.
Yeah, evidently it's pro strat, guys. Seriously.
Pro strat. You heard it first on TFN. If you
Fuck
want to
yeah.
kill light vehicles, just assault the shit out of it. You know, it works every time. Just ask Aljaz, she knows, he's a pro.
You know what's gonna happen now? We're gonna get all these YouTube comments like, I sold this MA, but it didn't die, man.
Oh, nice prop bar on the SMG Thompsons. And now these unvetted bar rifles are completely alone against bolts in a building, standing on the roof, shooting down on them. And 2 KCH squads who's just laughing at their silly DPS. It's like, oh, did they scratch you, Helmut?
We have a problem.
Yeah, a bit of a problem.
6 MP44s versus 2 BARs. We need some help.
Someone send a nuke, please. You know, fuck this shit. Conventional warfare is over. Just nuke the crap out of everything.
Where's the gas when you need it? The chemical warfare.
Yeah, exactly. Biological warfare or something.
Is Aljaz swimming in munitions by this point, by the way? Because I just watched him salvage a couple of Hellcats, so I'm guessing he must have got...
Well, he just dropped war for 100 munitions,
Yeah,
so, you know, all the salvage basically went to that. But he's almost at the 100 again, but his income is quite lacking at this time. He's only got a 21 income now, capping the right-hand side there. These four rifles are just relentless.
It was a bit slow to back up.
And Vet 2 extended range on the stickies does not go in, however.
You know, what I'm
too close to
noticing
the
about
base.
Symbiosis is that most of the other players that we look at and we cast, or a lot of them, you know, the guys who are just slightly below the very top level, they'll throw stickies anyway. You know, if they're in range and have the munitions, they will throw a sticky.
Yeah.
And, you know, logic maintains, why not? You know, if you're in range and you can throw a sticky, why the hell not? But I think what Symbiosis is doing very cleverly here is he's saying to himself, you know what, I can throw a sticky right now, I can spend 35 munitions doing that, but I've got no AT gun to follow up, you know, nothing nearby that's actually going to work to follow it up.
Double stickies.
Yeah, well that might work.
Oh, bit of damage there. At the same time in the top, where you're looking at an engagement with the 3-bar rifles versus KCH.
Oh, I wasn't checking that out.
Yeah, we had 3-bar rifles moving in from Symbiosis. They eventually chased off the KC-8. It was a fairly lengthy engagement as out on the minimap. Now these Volks are all alone against these Vet 2-barred rifles, forced to retreat as well. Double Nebels going down, however. Wow, they're burning the crap, the living hell out of those rifles.
Those GIs got burned. Aljaz is actually really losing a lot of map right here. Losing a lot of VPs, losing a lot of map. And this is kind of strange for a Terra player. Normally Terra players tend to get sort of exponentially stronger as the game goes on, but oh my god, is that a whole Grunt squad?
Yeah, whole Grunt squad. I think it was the double Shrek squad.
Oh no, oh
yeah,
really?
He only had one Grunt squad. He built one for the tier 2. The first unit out of tier 2 was that Grunt squad, and eventually got double Shreked, you know, as a counter to the M18s, but now he lost them all, and I can't see any Shreks on the ground. So
What
he
the hell
lost
is up with
both
this KCH
methods.
squad? He's like split up. There's one guy who's like forward recon, and then there's 2 other guys who
Maybe
are like
he's,
sprinting behind.
You remember when we had Symbiosis on for Expert Insights? He said you can use it for scouting. That's what he's doing. He's catwalk scouting.
That's not cab walking. I think that was just a bug.
Oh, maybe it was a bug.
I think that was just an amusing bug. I think they got stuck behind the Panzer Command or something, because I saw them getting stuck there and then suddenly running out afterwards.
I thought it was capping the plus 10 munitions, but there was the munitions on the top right-hand side that Symbiosis was capping.
Because cap walking only works if you're capping a point.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was capping the munitions outside of his base.
Oh, right, I see. Oh, wow, this Vet-2 rifle, we just took a couple of quick casualties. Whoa, Panther sniping as well.
Oh, that rifleman squad needs to go down. It drops the bar.
Yeah,
does not pick it up with the
not to
KCH.
pick it up. Yeah, he's wise not to pick it up.
Don't do that, kids.
Beat bars.
It's not good. You check out the middle engagement while I'm checking these KCH on the right-hand side. He does pick up the bar actually with the 3-man KCH squad. I'm not sure exactly why he would do that.
It might just be to deny it.
Denial.
You know, at this point of the game, he doesn't want to have a Vet-2 or Vet-3 triple bar squad. You know, that's just a fucking nightmare and a half.
Oh,
I guess he'd rather sacrifice a bit less DPS.
Yeah. What's going on in the middle there?
In the middle, they've got Hellcats sniping Pack Crews.
That's what they do.
Not Pack Crews sniping Hellcats, mind you, although they did kill one Hellcat. But no, the pack was forced back now. These Flamers, full health, not really taking a whole lot of damage.
Now the pack is sniping engineers. You know, payback.
What the fuck's going on? What is this?
what the hell? Tommy's like all furious right now. What the fuck's going on? Fuck! Shit!
Oh god, that is a Vet-3 rifle with stickies and a bazooka.
Bazooka.
Oh god.
Double sticky on the Panther now. Both of the packs are fleeing for their lives, trying to get back to base, but it's not gonna be enough. It will easily be chased down by this Vet-3 rifle and Vet-2 rifle. Same time, Hellcat on the left-hand side.
That bazooka into the rear armor with the damage modifiers. It's gonna be sexy.
Oh, that was painful.
That was nasty.
Savage raping.
Is that a Vet-3 sticky? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Immobilized. He's gonna try to combat repair it, maybe. All he needs is another sticky. If he gets a sticky with the Vet-2 squad, it's surely gonna get Vet-3 again.
Yeah, definitely gonna get Vet-3. Oh no, loss of a KCH there. Hellcat might finish it off in the rear. Oh! Doesn't finish it off. The other Vet-2 squad are getting very low health now. Focusing down the Pioneers. Pioneers go down.
Sticky! Sticky's off. He's retreating at 2-man, 1-man. Panther might get a snipe on retreat. Oh, he misfires!
Vet-3 on another rifle squad. So two Vet-3 rifle squads, one of which is packing a bazooka. That brings us up to a total of 6 rifles now for Symbiosis. So he's just got this huge army now. Because he's got the OMCG spam in full swing. He's got plus 268 income. And he's just like, yeah, I've got enough units to walk into your base now.
Yeah, last attempt from Aljaz is KT calling.
The King.
Yeah, the King is on the field, but he's fairly outgunned, I think.
Yeah, I think he is quite outgunned too, you know. I mean, even if nothing here can actually kill him, he just, yeah, there's too much for him that he needs to do.
Yeah, no damage engine from full health from that sticky unvetted rifleman squad. He got a little bit too close to the base MGs, forcing them to retreat, but the SMG Rangers are sticking around with the green cover from the Panther carcass outside of Aljaz's base, and he's just stuck in his base. He can't really go anywhere. He needs this KT to, you know, at least try to force them off.
Whoa, he just like drove straight through this range squad. Hey, Symbiosis finally got his wish. He managed to drop both bazookas on that Ranger squad, so now he's got a full Ranger squad with just Thompsons, no bazookas. And they've managed to get up 13 infantry kills throughout the course of this game.
Yeah, he managed to get Vet-1 on the Rangers eventually, but at the same time, you know, with everything...
V1.
Oh, wow. It's got to be on the AT guns, right?
If I can get a good... Oh, yeah, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes.
Oh! Wow!
Boom.
Brilliantly placed.
I got quite a nice angle on that.
Oh, yeah. You guys just saw that in picture and, like, shit your pants, I bet. From the awesomeness that it's V1s. I love to see that in a different angle. We can see it coming in from the off-map, and it's like, woo!
Yeah.
And he just pops into everything and demolishes AT guns.
I think Aljaz realizes the futility of things. I mean, he is still going for the VP, so props to him for that. But if his KT gets, like, destroyed engine or something...
Yeah, well, it's getting damaged by stickies very slowly but steadily. So it's just not going to be enough. Symbiosis owns the whole map except for one VP and the fuel outside of Aljaz's base. But apart from that, you know, Aljaz lost most of his infantry backup. He was forced to recruit one of his packs just to defend him against the Hellcats. You know, nice V1 killing the 2 AT guns, but the KT just can't do it alone. It's not going to be possible.
Yeah, Yeah, indeed. Here comes it. Whoa, 2 vet 3 squads into the middle. These KCH squads, they're just like, okay.
Run away!
Oh no, KT showing his rear armor to a bazooka that's about to come in.
Oh, he's not firing it. No, no, the guy can't make up his mind.
Symbiosis, show us that sweet bazooka.
Oh,
what?
What?
No, that was an anticlimax.
Very. But double vet 3 stickies now. Oh, immobilized.
Wow, look at the damage done. That's a 2,000 hit point KT.
Insane.
And it just has chunks ripped out of it by a vet 3 sticky.
Yeah, by a normal sticky. What?
And that bazooka missed him well. They got another vet 3 sticky though. I think the game will probably end when the KT goes down. I think Aljaz is not going to leave until it gets killed.
Wow, that did a lot of damage.
5 squad.
I did a
come on,
get
another vet 3 squad. Give the vanilla the kill by stickying it.
He's got a bazooka on that vanilla squad as well. Oh, what was that went out in the pack?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, there's the GG. Here's the sticky.
Let us see it.
Oh, oh, and Aljaz drops. Oh, that was a brilliant game. I love that game.
That was fun. There was
awesome.
so many tiers and doctrines. It was just a really high-skilled game. You can tell when you're not. This is no fucking level 16 spam fest. This was
no, not at all, not at all. I especially loved following Aljaz. I didn't pay too much attention to Symbiosis, so you'll have to tell me if he was similar, but Aljaz, he played brilliantly. He had counters out almost, instantly after, when Symbiosis went bars, Sturm Armory just got up and he started producing Pumas, instantly the counter came up to his barred rifles. Just great unit preservation until everything completely, fell apart for Aljaz in the, late mid / end game.
Yeah, it was really great stuff. Really great stuff.
It was awesome. Nice, very nice game on this first time cast on Ruins of Rouen. I can't pronounce that name. I have no idea how it's pronounced. I'm just like pulling something out of the hat. Rouen. Maybe it's French, I don't know. But yeah, thanks guys for watching, and stay tuned for more information about the Reddit tournament, and whenever it comes out, let's see, this video will be released. Yeah, it's gonna be released well before the semi-finals and finals of Reddit tournament. And I'll also put up a reminder for you on there's like this comment feed thing on YouTube, so I think you'll get a notification if you're subscribed to TFN. So if you're not subscribed yet, be sure to click that juicy subscribe button on your screen right now in the little outro. And if you missed any of our previous episodes, you can also click those windows on the left and right hand side of your screen right now, so it takes you directly to those episodes, so you can check those out as well. Drop a comment if you like this cast. Don't forget to like and favorite as well. Any closing words, Tommy?
I think you got everything there. But I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you next time.
Yep, see you guys.